Zoom master, please start the recording. Welcome to Leadership Speak, an advanced Toastmaster club for leadership development. We are one of the top 5 clubs globally. I am Terence Were, and I'll be your sergeant at arms for these international speech contests. Our mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Our leadership statement is as follows. Leadership Speak is the premier club for experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timekeeper, we have 2 of them for this particular meeting, have their virtual hands raised. So that we can all see who is keeping our time, right? I'll move swiftly to introduce the contest chair. Guerdah Felix started her Toastmaster journey in 2013. And since then, she has served in many roles from the club to the district. This year, Guerdah is District 86 Pathways Chair. Guerdah Felix is also an author, a spiritual life coach, specializing in conscious listening, a DEI facilitator, and a distinguished Toastmaster. Please help me welcome our contest chair, distinguished Toastmaster, Guerdah Felix.
Thank you, Terence. Welcome to Leadership Speak International Speech Contest, the finale. The purpose of the International Speech Contest is to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities, to recognize the best as encouragement to all, to provide an opportunity for us to learn by observing the more skilled speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. We will conduct this contest using the same procedures as Toastmasters International uses in conducting the International Speech Contest online. For the benefit of the audience, here are the rules. To be eligible, a member should, of course, be a Toastmaster in good standing of a club in good standing. Must have completed at least 2 levels of pathways and not presently be an international district or area officer, nor have declared the intent to run for such offices. All contestants are eligible. It has been confirmed. The timing for the International Speech Contest is 5 to 7 minutes. The timing cards will be displayed as follows. Green at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7. Will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. No notice shall be given should a speaker go over time. Any contestant who speaks for less than 4 minutes, 30 seconds, or more than 7 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. Timing starts or begins with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of gesture, smile, or nonverbal communication to the audience. In any case, any contestant in In case any contestant drops out due to network issues, they will be given 3 minutes to join back. Timing will be paused immediately if they reconnect in time. The chief judge or I will give you the last word heard. The timing will be restarted and will be given an extra 30 seconds. Else, judges will mark the ballots based on what they heard. Protests, if there are any, will be limited to judges only and must be lodged with the chief judge or myself prior to the announcement of the winners. Once the results are announced, there will be no change. No contestant should quote the previous contestant in their speech. It will lead to disqualification. Announcement of the contest winners is final. And now I would like to call upon distinguished Toastmaster Brahm Memone, our chief judge, to go over the rules of the International Speech Contest. Please welcome DTM Brahm Memone.
Thank you, Madam Contest Chair, distinguished Toastmaster Guerdah Felix. Good morning, everyone, especially our distinguished guests. Our contest chair has read all the rules, so I don't need to read any more rules. We all know what the rules are. The rules were forwarded to the contestants and the judges. All the judges are present in the room. If any judge drops out while a speaker is speaking, then they have to drop out of being a judge, because the room will be locked and you cannot come in while the speakers are speaking. So we've already briefed the judges on that as well. And we've also briefed the judges on that some contestants will be using backgrounds, which we allow in our club, and they have to be consistent with their presentation. And so all the judges have been briefed in accordance with it as well. Besides being a judge here, I would like to welcome everyone as the president of the club and the founder of the club, and enjoy the contest. This is only at the club level because we are an online club. We have members from 29 different countries spanning 15 time zones. And we have, in February, 65 members, of which about 55 are active members. So we are a global club and we span all over the world. Of course, when we start this contest, I'm sure the contest chair will announce that all videos should be off, all sound will be taken off, the chat will be closed, and the room will be closed. So you can't come. If you exit, you will not be able to enter again until after the speaker is finished speaking. The room will be open only briefly for a minute while the judges are judging, and then the room will be closed again. So that's the other rules, perhaps, of the room and how the room is going to be operating. Nothing in the chat. The chat will be closed as well. Over to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Brahm. I want to confirm that all contestants have been briefed. Today, we have 6 contestants. The order of speaking is as follows. Speaker 1, Elena Constantinou from Cyprus. Speaker 2, Hannah Schmidt from Namibia. Speaker 3, Antonia Hernandez from Germany. Speaker 4, Jyothi Thomas from India. Speaker 5, Vinod Panicker from Dubai. Speaker 6, Jessica Mathabatha from Northern Ireland. Before I introduce each contestant, I will ask the following 2 questions. Contestant, are you ready? And can you see the timer? Once I hear the answers, I will introduce the contestant as follows. contestant name, speech title, contestant name. The chat will be closed. So Zoom Master, please confirm if the chat is closed and no one will be allowed into the room during the speech. This shall be, of course, we are recording now, and everyone knows that we do record here. Contestants, kindly ensure that all electronic noise producing devices, such as mobiles, tablets, are switched off or turned to silent mode. Let us do that in the next 5 seconds. Thank you. Let the contest begin. And to maintain fairness to all contestants, I would like to have 1 minute of silence. Timer, please show the red card in 1 minute. Thank you, Madam Timer. Speaker 1.
Before we
Elena.
begin, can you ask
Yes?
everyone to switch off their videos who are not
Oh,
speaking?
yes, thank you. Please switch off your videos. Only the contestant will have her video on, and myself until I've introduced the contestant. Perfect. Speaker 1, Elena, are you ready?
I am ready, Contest Chair.
Can we make sure that Elena is also spotlighted? And Elena, can you see the timer?
Yes, I can, Contest Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Elena Constantinou, 5 seconds. 5 seconds, Elena Constantinou.
In the 5 seconds that it took me to answer this urgent text, while driving at 70 kilometers an hour, I traveled the length of a football field. I noticed the pedestrians, the green light, the cars on my left. What I didn't notice at all was on my right, a boy cycling. I forced him to drive too close to the curb and fall off his bike. The driver behind me honked and waved frantically. I slammed the brake, jumped out. My heart was pounding. Imagine being in my shoes for a second. Fortunately, the boy was okay. 2 ladies stared at me, one whispering to the other. She was fidgeting with her phone whilst driving. I saw it clearly. Can you feel the burn of those words? The shame? I wanted to confront them and say, it was only 5 seconds and the text was very important and everybody does it. It's so trivial. But I also felt embarrassed. I could have parked and answered the text. I could have acted less selfishly. My heart almost stopped. I could have killed that boy. Only 2 months ago, a school teacher in Colorado was sentenced to prison for killing a 10-year-old boy whilst texting behind the wheel. It only took 5 seconds for the accident to happen. The vibrant life of a child gone in an instant by none other than a school teacher dedicated to keeping children safe. Dear contest chair, ladies and gentlemen, what if I were that school teacher? Even worse, what if I were that heavy goods truck driver in Lancashire, UK in 2019, who was checking Facebook and plowed into a school bus, injuring 5 people and killing 2? Can you imagine living with that? Suddenly, this no longer seems trivial. There is a sharp pain in my heart, and I'm afraid because so many of us do it. We drive, having online meetings, listening to podcasts, reading posts, we even record videos. According to the US National Safety Council, 1.6 million crashes a year in the US are caused by drivers using their phones. Millions of dollars in damages, hundreds, thousands of lives lost. Let's have a show of hands, please. And please look around. How many of you have been driving on the highway recently and have noticed some bizarre behavior by the driver in front of you, only to notice later that they were using their phone the whole time? And even if you're not guilty of this habit, are you a positive force on family, friends, and coworkers to help them make the right choice? It's only 5 seconds, my husband told me when I cautioned him about using his phone whilst driving. You eat, drink, and smoke whilst driving. Isn't that the same? It's true. I sometimes even put on makeup during a red light. Now, I don't know how many of you are guilty of that, but I've seen some of you men in the audience, fixing your hair in the mirror. Now, here's the difference. Answering a text isn't the same as eating a sandwich, even if both occupy our hands and our vision in similar ways. Why is mobile phone use 4 times more likely to cause an accident than compared to any other distractions, according to the World Health Organization? It all relates to the neuroscience of our brain and what's called inattentional blindness. Neuroscientists have proven that our brains process 1 cognitive task at a time. Fact, the brain handles tasks sequentially, not in parallel. When we switch to a second task, the first task gets paused until we refocus. And here's the problem. When we take our mind off the driving to make a thoughtful remark on a phone call, our thinking slows down, our concentration diminishes, and it's like we're driving half blind. To make matters worse, a University of Utah study proved that hands-free driving and the drivers are as impaired as drunk drivers at the minimum illegal limit, which means Just like you put yourself and others at risk when you drive drunk, you put yourself and others at risk when you talk on the phone and drive. We might tell ourselves, I'm a careful and experienced driver. I only glanced at my phone for a second. But so did the school teacher. So did the truck driver. So did that California metropolitan train driver whose texting caused the death of 25 people. I ask you, isn't your health and safety more important than the text? Please don't become a statistic for the sake of a scroll. Let the world wait while you focus on the road. Keeping your phone out of sight and out of mind is a decision that takes 5 seconds and can save a life. Take it from me, a school teacher who killed a boy because I made a bad judgment for only 5 seconds. Contest chair.
Thank you, Elena. 1 minute of silence for the judges, please. Thank you, Madam Timer. Speaker 2, Hannah, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Hannah Schmidt, travel or Zoom? Travel or Zoom, Hannah Schmidt.
Traveling. Oh, that leaves you speechless. And then it turns you into a storyteller. Words by Ivan Batatu. Regardless of where the journey takes you, what truly counts is who stands next to you. When you embark on a journey together, it becomes 1,000 times more memorable and leaves you speechless. Contest chair. The above resonates so deeply with me because I have experienced it firsthand and I have become a storyteller. Traveling together, I embarked on an unforgettable adventure, traveling to Australia with my dear friend Helga. After an unforgettable vacation, we were excited to head home again and went to the check-in counters at Sydney Airport. Little did we know that the real adventure was just beginning. At 2 different check-in counters in Sydney Airport, we were told to collect our luggage in Johannesburg. It cannot be sent through to Namibia, where we say, after a 14-hour flight, full of turbulence and enduring a long line to passport control, we arrived at baggage claim to find an eerily empty conveyor belt. Where was our luggage? Just as we readied ourselves for a full-blown panic, we received the great good news. Our luggage has been sent to Namibia. Hey, that was just the beginning. The real shock came when we reached our gate 22 to Namibia and saw that dreaded sign, gate closed. Helga, we have missed our flight. And that message was clear. We are stranded in Johannesburg, South Africa. It's 6 p.m. It's a Friday afternoon, and the city buzzes with excitement of all the workers wanting to go home and celebrate the long weekend with poor cell phone reception and a dead battery. We finally let our family know that we are still in Johannesburg. We'll only see you tomorrow. Since our passports lacked that entry stamp for South Africa, we rushed back through the crowd to the arrival counter to have that entry stamp. We secured accommodation and avoided sleeping on these hard benches at the airport after a restless night. But fueled with an unshakable determination to finally reach home, we arrived at the airport. We secured our boarding passes without, I repeat, without any extra charge. Fast forward. Despite the above-mentioned challenges, they fuel my desire to embark on more journeys. Susan Sontag said, I haven't been everywhere, but it's on my list and on mine as well. However, the 2020 pandemic shattered my dreams of traveling. Ladies and gentlemen, my globe-trotting adventure has taken on a new form. Zoom hopping has become my biggest travel obsession. Little did I know that this was just another adventure, just beginning. Traveling solo on Zoom connects me with amazing people around the globe, sparks new adventures through storytelling, and leaves me speechless. Hey, don't forget that excitement of mastering Zoom technology and those triumphant moments when everything comes together, like the frozen screen, when my visuals just disappear, leaving it blank. Audio glitches, when I hear that mute button, silence, until I hear those three famous words, you are muted, or my Wi-Fi drops middle of my presentation. Can anything go crazier? Staying calm under these pressures, talk about that. But hey, these are the moments enhance my skill-solving problems and help me master my aspects of technology. Next time I attend a virtual meeting, I recognize that it's an adventure in technology, connection, and creativity. The lesson learned for me, for you, we grow when we confront these challenges head on, not avoiding them. I learned so much more when things go wrong than when they are smooth sailing. Franklin D. Roosevelt said, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. The adventure of a lifetime is waiting. Put that on your list. Step out, embrace the unknown, Let the travels leave you speechless and transform you into a storyteller. What will it be? Travel or Zoom? Contest chair.
Thank you, Hannah. 1 minute of silence for the judges, please. Thank you, Madam Timer. Speaker 3, Antonia, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer. Thank you.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Antonia Hernandez. Fashion victims, wake up. Fashion victims, wake up. Antonia Hernandez.
The definition of a fashion victim describes someone, usually a woman, who's blindly following every trend like a lost puppy. The truth is, we are all fashion victims. Fashion victims, wake up. Let's begin with the awkward photoshoot poses. I woke up to this when I got married. Like most couples, we had a wedding photoshoot and the photographer had me tilting my head, bending my spine, twisting my neck one way, my legs the other, all while balancing on stilettos and smiling through the pain. I asked, is this normal for a wedding photoshoot? I feel like I'm auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. The photographer smiled and answered, it's photogenic. That was all the information I needed. He had a hidden agenda. In fact, all photographers do. Look at these photos. These aren't wedding photo shoots. It's torture. Fashion victims, wake up. We don't want to get stuck in awkward photoshoot poses needing physiotherapy afterward. But it wasn't until I had to renew my CV photo that my hidden agenda theory was confirmed. This time, the photographer gave me the ultimate photogenic tip. Look at the camera like a puppy when you call its name. What do you mean? I asked. You know, the tilted head. Is this normal for a CV photo? He smiled and gave me a familiar answer. It's photogenic. Confirmation once again. He had the same hidden agenda. I asked him why men's CV photos had straight heads instead, but I never got an answer. Fashion victims, wake up. The normal posture of the head is to remain straight, aligned with your spine, and no hands needed for support. So here we are, fashion victims all posing for awkward photoshoots. But you know what's worse? After tilting our heads, bending our spines, twisting our necks one way, our legs the other, all while balancing on stilettos and smiling through the pain, the fashion industry has one more trick up its sleeve. in practical fashion. Let us start with skinny pants. When pants are so tight, there's no room for our calves. What are we supposed to do? Stop walking just to shrink those muscles? Fashion victims, wake up! You are not too fat. Shrinks are just the second widest part of your legs after thighs. And what about crop tops and low-waist pants? When tops end above your belly buttons and pants start at your pelvis, we are left with an exposed patch of skin that screams, "Hey, everyone, winter is coming." And what are we supposed to do when we sit? I'll tell you, show everything. Fashion victims, wake up. We demand clothes that cover all important organs, especially when it's cold outside. And last, but not least, high heels. They are already a life or death balancing act, but stilettos, those take it to a whole new level. Every step is a gamble, yet we wear them smiling through the pain because somehow they make us feel like walking on clouds till we hit the ground. Let me show you what happens when fashion meets physics. Fashion victims, wake up. Heels are a hazard to your feet and ankles, and they risk damaging your spine. Women of the world, fashion victims all, it's time for a breakup call. It's not that we want to be fashion victims. We are victims because there's no escape. We are at the mercy of photographers with their hidden agendas and stuck buying whatever is on the store. We need to break free from impractical fashion and awkward photo shoots. We demand clothes that answer our needs, and they don't work against us because looking our best shouldn't go against our health. Let me finish with one question. Who's designing all these fashion trends? Whoever they are not taking real women's bodies into account. These trends are unnatural. Nature doesn't work like this. In fact, in the animal kingdom, it's the males doing all the showing off. Just look at peacocks or lions. Women of the world, we've suffered in silence, defying gravity in heels, smiling through twisted spines, crushed calves, and being exposed to the elements, but no more. Fashion victims, wake up!
Thank you, Antonia. 1 minute of silence for the judges. Thank you, Madam Timer. Speaker 4, Jyothi, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, Contest Chair, I do.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Jyothi Thomas, strength of silence. Strength of silence, Jyothi Thomas.
You have 10 days. Sink or swim. There's a child who's just lost her father. Those were the words of my father. Rewind. Think. When did someone dear to you say something like this that sent a message? That message my father sent to me still resonates. It's 17 years since I lost my husband. It was after a couple of years. I'm realizing things. But at that point, after 2 or 3 months, it was a meltdown. I thought that was it. It was done forever. I thought my world was crushing. That was a chapter. Now, it's not about me. It's about us. It's the we. Raise your hands. I'm waiting to see. How many of you have gone through the moments of turbulence, challenge? Raise your hand. I see so many of you. Thank you for being with me. You went through the journey with dignity in the turbulence. You may have had somebody, even if it's not you, who has lost somebody close to them or has gone through the challenges. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I think people are kind, but yet they say the darnest things. Turbulence is not limited to death alone. There are others, such as divorce, breakup, chronic illness, end of a friendship that can trigger profound grief. And something very big in this time and age about empty nesters. Grief is complex, deeply personal experience. It manifests sometimes beyond death. That's when everybody rushes to you with their two-bit. Chatter, 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 do this, do that, do this, do that. Hush. In my head, I was saying, silent. I was holding on. People ask me the ridiculous questions. You knew he had cancer, he's dying. Did you get Will? You knew he had cancer. Did he tell you about what he planned to do? Did you think of getting your daughter married? Are you going to be in black? Silence was what is screaming. I thought always it was all about boundaries. I thought it was people just wanted to say what they wanted to. They did not think about me. I thought. That's when, a few years ago, I read, it's not just boundaries. Simon Sinek, in his beautiful book, The 8-Minute Catch-Up, he talks about the 8 manageable minutes that people can give for the other, who's going through turbulence, who's going through grief, who's going through challenges. WebMD clearly has found out 58% of people usually come out of it 3 to 6 months past. For some, it takes forever. We all know. Simple. As I say this,
Stay in the present. Listen. Silence is a strength. Strength of silence is beyond. People face judgment. People feel they're being called, unsolicited advices all over. Will you be that one person who is the power of authentic presence? Understand the strength of silence. Stop. Listen. Be in the moment. Don't rush. When tragedy strikes, it is devastating. I knew all this, yet when my daughter went through a turbulent breakup, I was all set, ready to run to her and say, oh, Kavi this, oh, Kavi that, let's do this, let's do that. I stopped for a minute, remembered what my mom did to me in my time of grief. That soft touch was enough. Silence. Be present. See the strength in silence. Give the authentic 8 minutes. No one can solve everything. I ask all of you, can you give the 8 minutes? Can you sit with the person who's in pain? Can you listen without interrupting? Can you listen silently? Silently. Silently. Over to the contest chair.
Thank you, Jyothi. 1 minute of silence for the judges, please. Thank you, Madam Timer. Speaker 5, Vinod, are you ready?
Ready.
Can you see the timer?
I can see both the timers.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Vinod Panicker, the QR code, Vinod Panicker.
It was a beautiful Saturday evening. I went out with my family for a dinner. My wife, my 6-year-old son, my 12-year-old daughter, and myself. We all were sitting across a table. My wife took her mobile, scanned the QR code on the table to see the menu card. And while she was browsing through it, my 6-year-old son asked her, Mom, what is that? What you did now? Son, this is a QR code. When you scan this, you find what is inside it. So inside this, there is a menu. You see, you want chicken nuggets? My son grabbed the mobile from my wife, scanned the code, A menu popped up, his eyes popped up. He felt as if he found a new video game. He went inside the table and scanned each and every QR code on all the tables. He was so excited to see that once you scan something, something pops up and you can find what is inside. That night, we had our dinner. We went home. And while on our way back, there were advertising hoardings everywhere. My son just kept looking everywhere and saying, see the QR code there, see the QR code there, see the QR code there. When we reached home, he entered the house and looked at our television and said, there is a QR code here. There is a QR code on the book. He was very much excited and he slept late that night. I thought it's finished. The chapter was finished about his QR code. He went to sleep. We all went to sleep. The next day, Sunday morning, I was sitting and reading a book. My son got up at 6:30. He had a mobile in his hand. He walked towards me and said, can I see your hand? I just showed him my hand. He took my mobile and was searching for something. He asked me, where is your QR code? I was shocked. I felt like a deer whose eyes were spotlighted by a car. I asked him, why do you need a QR code? I want to know what is inside you. Like a good father, I stayed quiet for a few seconds and then said, ask your mama, she can answer it better. My son left me alone, but that question, what is inside you, really shook me from my core. And I started contemplating about the things. Who am I? Where was I born? Where did I grow up? How did I reach here? And what is the purpose of my life? All these philosophical questions started coming to me. And I am asking you the same questions. Who are you? Where were you born? Where did you grow up? Where are you today? And where do you want to go in the future? Have you ever sat and thought about it? If you look inside you, you will find a lot of dreams, desires, wounds. The dreams and desires that are looking for expression from yourself. The wounds that needs to be healed. When I was thinking about all this thing, after some time, I remembered there is an unhealed wound inside me. You see, some 20 years before, after my graduation, I went to my dad and said, Dad, I have completed my graduation. I want to do a master's degree. My dad looked at me and said, no, you are the eldest son in the family. There are 2 more kids I have to take care of. If you want to do a master's degree, go earn and then do. That reaction from my dad gave me a wound, a scar for my life. Because there has never been a single day in my life where I had not remembered that thing that I wanted to study, but my dad didn't allow me. But that words were always there in my mind. Go earn yourself and do it on your own. Do you have any wound in your life that is unhealed? For me, when my son asked that question, what's inside you? And I came up with this answer that this unhealed wound is still lying. Within a week, I found a college and took admission for my master's degree. For 2 years, I was going through hell. 3 hours commute to work every day, 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. classes, 20 days in a month. But I went through that. And last year, I completed my master's degree from a UK university in Dubai. That one question brought that wound up. I am asking all of you today, what is it that is inside you? What dreams, what desires, what unhealed wounds are lying inside? The same question what my son asked me. What's inside you? You know why? Because nobody else in this world knows what's inside you. Only you know what is inside you, what dreams, what desires, and what are those wounds that needs to be healed. You are the only person who can take action on it. So let me ask you once again that same question, and let this question be the trigger for you to contemplate and come up with what's inside you. Contest chair.
Thank you, Vinod. 1 minute of silence for the judges, please. Thank you, Madam Timer. Speaker 6, Jessica, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Contest Chair.
Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see both the timers.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Jessica Mathabatha, the scars we carry. The scars we carry, Jessica Mathabatha.
For most of my life, I've had a keloid scar on my chest. It was an integral part of me, part of my identity. Everybody who knew me knew I had a scar on my chest. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, things started to change when I stepped into the unfamiliar world of university life, where I met, you know who, those doctors who have never set foot at med school, those dermatologists who haven't opened a medicine book. They would say, have you tried this? Oh, I think such and such can work. That's an unfortunate looking scar. Oh, I'll die. Oh, that's in an awkward position, isn't it? I started to think that scar, which was part of me, is something that I needed to hide, something that shouldn't be seen in public. And I started going to the real doctors. They injected all the steroids in my scar, trying to flatten it. Chunky jewelry, I used that to cover up. Chunky scarves, I use all of that to cover my scars. That happened over a long period. And things started to change when one day I went to visit my grandmother. Grandma was always wonderful. I went to see her and she called me to the side. She was like, baby girl. My grandmother called everybody baby girl. I guess when you have 45 grandchildren, baby girl comes in handy. She said, baby girl, come and sit here. And I sat next to my grandmother. We were at her porch overlooking the African savannah. And she said, baby girl, can you see all of those people down the road? My grandmother was partially sighted, and there was only one person walking down the road. But I just played along. I said, yes, Grandma, I can see those people down the road. And she said, most of all those people carry scars. Their scars are deep rooted inside their spirit, inside their souls. They're carrying stories that they choose to erase from their memories, chapters they choose to forget. But your scar, baby girl, is etched on your skin. It's a testament that you've been through something. So you must never, ever let anybody dim your light because you've got a scar. You must never allow anybody to define you by the scar. Never let anybody make you feel small because you have a scar. Because, baby girl, those scars that we carry are not a sign of weakness, but they are a symbol of our resilience, a symbol of our strength, a testament of our courage. Ladies and gentlemen, my grandma was the most amazing woman I know. She was a fountain of wisdom. And my grandma, she didn't know how to read or write. She'd never been to school, but she always had the most wonderful things to say at the right time when we most needed that. And ladies and gentlemen, that experience with my grandmother was a huge turning point for me. It made me reflect on who I was, because at that time when I was at university, I was seeking reassurance in the wrong places. It was in my formative years and I wanted to be liked. And that moment with my grandmother was such a turning point. And I'm eternally grateful for that moment because it was a very precious time with me and my grandmother. And ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here today, I want us to look at the scars that we carry and let us not shy away from the scars we carry. Let us wear them as a badge of honor, as a symbol of our resilience and our strength, because our scars are a silent reminder of our capacity to heal, to rise, and to overcome. Let us embrace them, share them, and learn from them. Contest Chair.
Thank you, Jessica. As Jessica is the last contestant, I will now ask for silence until the ballot counters have collected the ballots and the chief judge and the ballot counters have left the room. Thank you. Is the chief judge and ballot counters in their breakout room?
Not yet. I will let you know as soon as
Perfect. Thank you.
just waiting for one more. Thank
Okay.
you. I have received everything. Madam Contest Chair, please go ahead.
Thank you, Brahm. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please unmute yourself and applaud our contestants. Can you please spotlight our contestants in order of speaking? Elena Constantinou, Hannah Schmidt, Antonia Hernandez, Jyothi Thomas, Vinod Panicker, Jessica Mathabatha. Please, let's give them a great round of applause. Wow. Beautiful. Can we also show their certificate of participations, please? I would like to see all of them on screen because this is important that we give them their flowers now. Jyothi, can you please put yourself on camera? Vinod as well. Can we spotlight all of the contestants? I am missing some. And I want to see them. And I want you all to see them. Congratulations to all. Congratulations to all. Zoom Master, are you able to share their certificate of participation? I am not seeing anything. I don't know if it's only me.
Instead of validating their feelings.
Nothing is showing. Okay, well, we will show it to you when it is possible. Okay. Zoom Master, you can remove the screen because we're not able to see anything for now. Thank you. And I will start now. Let's get to know our contestants a bit. And I will start with Elena.
Good evening.
Hello, Elena. I need to find my question for you. Elena Constantinou, Global Keynote Challenge winner, 7-minute magic contest winner, hand drum playing, rock school singing, ballet lessons. Can you please tell us a little bit about that?
I think I showed you my handpan at a meeting. It's and I'm very proud of Toastmasters for helping me with my handpan practice, because I gave a speech about the handpan, and then at some point I was neglecting my lessons, and I didn't own a drum at the time. It's quite an expensive instrument. And then I went back to my speech and realized how important this was for me, and purchased a drum and try to play every day. So it's one of the things that Toastmaster helps me with, resolve challenges in my life. Now, the voice lessons are also, I'm taking them because they really do help with public speaking. And I found that my voice has opened up, like my breathing has been released, and I highly recommend them, and they're really, really fun. And they can happen also online. So yeah, well, the ballet is not very relevant to Toastmasters, but yeah, music is.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Wow. When I read that, I thought so many different things. And I think it definitely can help with speaking and movement and everything. That's wonderful. Thank you. And now I would go to Hannah. Hannah is a distinguished Toastmaster, a reader, Sudoku player, a connector. Tell us about your favorite quote. When you drink water, remember the well. Anna.
Oh, yes, absolutely, Madam Contest Chair. That serves us as a great reminder and for us to acknowledge our blessings, our successes, and our well-beings, because you can't just take these things for granted. Where do they come from? Who was beside you? Who walked beside you to help you along the way, to give you guidance about where you come from? As I said earlier on, where you come from. You have to stay grounded on our roots, keep us humble and as focused, because there are hands that have lifted you up to where you are. And who are those hands? In Toastmasters, in the world, in the real life, in your family, there must have been somebody who lifted you up. And don't forget that person, those people that have lifted you up to where you are now, especially for me at the moment in Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Our third contestant, Antonia Hernandez, a distinguished Toastmaster. She is also into sport and continuous learning. But I would like to hear about, because Antonia said, excellence inspires her. Please tell us more about that.
Thank you very much for your question, Madam Contest Chair. For me, excellence is not only about our results in our job, but also is very general concept, as when we try to be our best version, the best versions of ourselves, and to be kind to others, and not to be always egoistic, but to be some kind, to think also about our environment, about other humans, and about having laws and rules that are helping us to maintain this world and to maintain peace and to maintain the world as it exists, because maybe not possible for always if we continue in this path. And for me, this is excellence. It really inspires me when we go a step forward in that direction.
Thank you. Well said. And now moving on to Jyothi Thomas, our fourth contestant. Jyothi has finished all 11 paths. She works with the unorganized sector of people, and she is inspired by her breath every morning. I want to know more about that, please, Jyothi.
Thank you very much, Contest Chair, for that question. Well, I didn't even know you're going to pick on that. Well, I always grew up watching my parents talk about gratitude. And it's so easy. And every morning they would ask what I'm grateful for. It was for all the siblings, everybody at home. And all of us would say a lot of things. But at the end of the day, as I was growing up, I realized that was one thing that they said, your breath. If you did not wake up, there is no today or the present. I saw them live that way. Very humble, very straightforward, with a very clear intention, one good deed a day. And that was the principle behind the entire family. I think that is what I think. If I did not wake up today to be grateful, then there is no the next minute. So I think I'm very grateful for my breath.
Thank you, and well said. It is important. Thank you. Our fifth contestant, Vinod Panicker. Vinod won a district for the evaluation contest. He said, or he mentioned, that self-discovery inspires him. I would like to know why. Tell us why self-discovery inspires you.
Thank you, Contest Chair. This is a philosophical question. And I personally believe that the longest journey in the world is not on earth, it is within. The journey of discovering our own true self. And basically, it means understanding what beliefs that you have gathered as a fool. So kids are basically fool, right? Whatever you say, they are beautiful, all this thing, but basically they can't think for themselves. Let's agree on that. So at that age, our parents, our society tell us a lot of things that this is right, this is wrong. And the first step in self-discovery is understanding that and then trying to build habits or build beliefs that can be usable. Like any belief should have a utility. It needs to serve you. So whatever is not serving, self-discovery's first step is understand that. So I am on that journey. It has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot. It has made me a better human. And I still believe there is a long, long way to go.
Thank you. I do believe that as well. So that's why I picked on that. I wanted to know what you thought about it. Thank you. And now our sixth contestant, Jessica Mathabatha. Jessica said that she likes to be in nature. She hiked up Machu Picchu in Peru. She did a fire walk twice. Now, I only play volleyball, so you need to tell us about this experience, Jessica.
The firewalk, yes, I did a firewalk twice, and in as much as it was a physical activity, but the majority of it was more of a metaphor in life, that those things that you think you're unable to achieve or they're impossible, you can achieve them when you focus, and also when you have the guidance of how to do that, and you surround yourself with people who have done that, and they're able to talk you through to doing that. So that was my experience when I was doing the firewalk on both occasions. And also when I when we hiked up Machu Picchu in Peru. Yes, it was a live stream, but also because we were with people who have done that journey multiple times, and they were there to support us, to guide us, even when it was painful. Like when we get to a point where I was like, right, now my legs cannot carry me up this mountain anymore. But because those people were there to encourage and say, right, you can do this. And there was a lot of camaraderie around that. And so it wasn't a solo experience. Both the fire walk and that hike up a mountain were never about me, but it was about the group. And as a group, we were able to achieve that. So we were energizing each other. That's how we managed to get to the top, all of us. Yes, bruised, yes, aching everywhere, chafed everywhere, but we got to the top, and it was wonderful when we got to the top of that mountain and you had a beautiful view across. It's breathtaking.
Oh, thank you. Well explained. Thank you very much. Whew, I love having conversations. So I could sit here and have a conversation with all of you. But it is now time to present the results. But before, I'd like to say congratulations to all our contestants for competing in Leadership Speak International Speech, the finale. Once again, let's applaud our contestants. And now, ooh, are we all ready? Waiting? Okay, can we, because now I know that they are on display or they are spotlighted. Can we remove the spotlight as I will share the winners, please? Thank you. First, I would like to say that there were no time disqualifications. It's always a good thing. Are you all ready? Okay, we're starting with the third place winner. Pardon? We're starting with the third place winner of the International Speech Contest is, oh, okay. I have received a message. So we have to wait a little bit. Or I could simply announce, and then when everything is ready to be loaded, then we can show the certificates. And yes, we can do that way, because I don't want anybody to feel more pressure that they are already under. So I will go on. Ah, here you go. The third place winner of the International Speech Contest is, drum roll, please, Elena Constantinou. Congratulations, Elena. And now, the second place winner of the International. Can I ask that we mute ourselves, please, so that I can announce the second place winner? the second place winner of the International Speech Contest. Drum roll, please. Vinod Panicker. Congratulations, Vinod. And now, the first place winner of the International Speech Contest. Drum roll. Jyothi Thomas. Congratulations, Jyothi. What a contest. Congratulations to all our winners and to all our contestants for competing. Thank you to our chief judge, Brahm, Memone, to the judges, to the ballot counters, to the timers, sergeant at arms, and contestants, without whom this contest would not have been possible today. I want to say thank you to our audience. Thank you to other Toastmasters who came from other clubs to assist us today. Thank you to all of you for being part of this contest. I hope and trust that you've enjoyed the contest and that you've had fun either participating or being an audience. And this brings us to that was our contest finale, and this brings this contest to a close. Now I would like to call on Brahm. Brahm, if you have some last words to share with us. Please welcome.
Thank you.
Our distinguished Toastmaster, Brahm Memone.
Thank you, Guerdah. And for the benefit of our guests, would like to say something about our club. Our club is one of the top clubs. It is the top club globally. And last year we had 158 education awards and 55 members at the end of last year. And also the district, 2 years in a row, have awarded us the Club of the Year in the district. And we are on target to becoming Club of the Year this year as well. However, what I want to invite you all to is the open house that is happening next week. Morag Matheson, the past international president, will be there, and she will present a keynote, and it'll be an open house. It's open to all of our guests and all of our members as well. And please bring a guest with you if you're a member, and if you're a guest here, bring somebody else with you so that we can all enjoy our 3rd anniversary. We launched our club on 5th of February 2022 during the pandemic, and within 1 week we were chartered. And so we are celebrating our birthday on 15th of February, our 3rd one. This is an advanced club, and the guest book will be posted shortly in the chat. Hannah, is the guest book there? Let me know so we can have our guest book, our guests sign in the guest book for us, and they can express an interest in what they saw today. Thank you, Hannah. So in the chat, dear guests, you will see our guest book, and please let us know what you thought of this contest, or if you want to be a member, or if you're coming next week, let us know in the guest book. Thank you all for coming. As a side note to our contestants, I just wanted to let you know that all the judges were not from this club, and they were from all over the other districts. They were not even from District 86. They were from all over the world, and so it was fair and square judging, just to make sure. And I want to thank all the judges for coming in to do the judging. They were in all sorts of different time zones. Some of them are coming in very late at night, and some are coming, of course, over time here. It's such a joy to have a club that spans 15 time zones, 29 different countries all over the world. Thank you all. With that, this meeting is now adjourned. Mr. Zoom Master, if you can switch off the recordings and the streaming. We'll wait for that to happen, and then we'll open the floor for everyone if they want to say anything. Congratulations, Jyothi. Congratulations, Vinod, and congratulations, Elena. Thank you. We're waiting for